Trails. It's me, Cool Yoshi here. Just driving along here. I'm trying to do my true 100% playthrough, that is, of Mario Kart World for Nintendo Switch 2. If you're watching this video, this means I completed the Lightning Cup 150cc 3-star mode with Yoshi. This means there's only one cup left. That is the Special Cup. Special Cup. Usually the toughest course in the game. I think it lives up to its name. Through my practice, I've had some equal failures at each of the tracks, so this is definitely worthy of a challenge. But we've also practiced quite a bit on these courses too, so maybe we'll win. We'll see. Anyways, we'll want something really special if we beat all these, so let's try to freestart this on the first try, shall we? Alright, we're starting with Acorn Heights. Annoyingly enough, Acorn Heights is also one of the tougher courses. Before I knew how to do the SIP, now I know a consistent strategy that it's really cool because it's one of the few skips you can do without any motions or feathers, and it's really fast. Well, let's use this now. Don't see a better use for that. Maybe we'll get a mushroom here. Oh, perfect. See, again, that's we need a mushroom here, because there's a good skip we can do, and then there's a really nice shortcut we can do in this track. It's one of the few you can do without hot souls whatsoever. It's less of a Nooka Dome and more like a Layla. Still get a backup. So, this is what you do. You land on this side, and then jump over to the right. Wow, that just barely worked. If that Busho came any earlier, that would have actually been bad. Thankfully, that was the first lap and not the last lap. Get a bit of running, so it worked out. Okay, not no, maybe not. Okay, well, I think Lily got me on it. First fall there, he caused me to fall. I should not have taken that. Someone has bananas, so we have to be careful of that. Now we're bad, but we're about to match that. Alright. Same. Tent lever. Okay, there we go. Now we nailed it. Oh! Try to throw that back to hopefully break that. Oh my gosh, the blue shells are going relentless today. Is it something I said before? Because they were going or in other tracks, but now they're going just as relentless here, not even more. That's Bowser also close to me. The fastest series in this game, so that might be if we have a feather, I honestly don't know what to do with a feather here. Probably easiest to just remove it here, get maybe a small boost, and go for the average stat. Okay, they're a bit slower actually, so we're gonna take the safer path. So, as you might have noticed, that skip can be very scary, because if you fall off and get hit by lightning, you'll probably drop down. Wow, we really got a blue shell. I can't believe that. Although this one doesn't count. They used a blue shell on every lap. My goodness, that is not a good omen. Because, remember, the main reason I lost is because so many blue shells came the last couple of races. And this track we see here, Mario Kart Circuit, is simple, but it's also way too simple, because that means there's not a lot of SIP stuff. But also, that's kind of a lie, because knowing what you saw about Mario Circuit in SNES version, and I guess here as well, you get a... that Mario Circuit actually, surprisingly, that site looking simple, actually has a lot of skips in there. And that's bad because you know what that means. The AI can take those shortcuts too. Okay, I'm gonna save this. I don't see a good use for this. We can get to this mid part though. We can take a super path that we only know because the AI have been taking quite a bit lately. So let's do that. Let's use this, and we can now take the secret path to get some extra money, which is always nice. I actually did use the item there. I you saw me use that. It did not work for some reason. Again, though, only the last part of the race matters, so I'm not too worried about it. I do not like the number of red shells we're getting. Like I said, you do want to try and get into the lead and then stay in the lead, because like when you're this far back, you just get wetted way more, and it's kind of annoying. Anyways, it's because this course is too simple that I think it's actually a lot harder than it looks. Okay, we're just gonna drift around and hope for the best. Okay, tried to hit me, we couldn't do it, but we have a mushroom skip we can still do. Let's use that here, actually. Let's just drift around here. This one is a pretty good course for pretty much any of the lightweights, which is also why ABs tend to do really well here, because they are really good at turning well. Yeah, I actually couldn't see that probably just like that. Immediately caught up, but we do have a mushroom still. I'm gonna actually try and see this one there, and it seems risky, but it could work. Okay, I believe the one we want to take usually is not this one. It's coming up in a minute. Right here is the safest place to use it. Skips a full turn, and okay, it worked out this time. I got blue a couple of times the last time I raced this, in case you're wondering why I lost here. For some reason, Session Cup was just being very awkward. I don't know if it was something I said, but yeah. And yeah, like I said, I did lose Peach Stadium recently. I did say this was one of the easier courses, and the main reason why is because if you can get to the last lap with a big lead, then you get a really nice lead to it. Okay, we don't really have a good use for this. Probably better, honestly, to drop to a lower position since we didn't get great items anyway. Maybe this will allow us to get a star, maybe. Well, I don't want to drop too low as to fall behind the leaders, but I want far enough that I get a great item to play like this. Okay. We're just gonna actually venture off right here and start this shortcut now. Why not? Like I said, some of these intermissions have really... Oh my gosh. I tried so hard to bump him with the star, he just refused. By the way, that is not cheat. That is another way. Yeah, another way you can dodge the blue. It's actually kind of surprising. That's actually how you would dodge it originally. In Mario Kart Wii 8, the only way you could really dodge it back then, before like they added the horn into Mario Kart 8, was to use a mushroom. So that's actually fun that they still have that in this version too. That's just yet another way to dodge blue shell. Another good reason to keep a really strong item, because you can use it to dodge blue shells too. But of course, the star is a lot better because you can avoid lightning entirely as well, and that is very useful for multiplayer if you can get lucky and time that at a time when somebody used the lightning. It can work well. I just realized, just looking at this part kind of reminds me of that chomp that goes around Peach Gardens almost. It kind of moves in the center, kind of like this one does. This cool detail there that I only just now noticed. Alright. Well, we have a good view for this works out. By the way, for Special Cup, there really isn't a rival that I can remember. Because obviously, like, the other 7 tracks, they each had their own rivals. Those characters, you unlock them whenever you finish the cup for the first time, so it makes sense for them to also be rivals that you race against. Okay, there's a skip I can potentially do with this. I'm not gonna do it though. Heck, I got. I ended up losing it anyway. Alright, we have a good lead. I have no idea how that bomb was able to hit me. Whoever that was probably pulled off the best snipe in their life, from the looks of it. I hope you're proud of yourself, because I still won anyway. That was really great, you know. I've never gotten hit by a bomb in that spot. That was just pure luck on their part. They just randomly threw it, and it happened to hit me. There's no way I could have saw that coming, too, because even if I looked back, I was already in a turn, so it was pretty much unreactable. Alright, just Rainbow Road left. Let's not be that classic Mario Kart YouTuber and fail this race at the last minute. Please, no. Let's just win this and be alright. Honestly, it's probably better that we do not get it. By the way, this looks really weird. Remember when I said that some of the jack parts were just driving a straight line? Well, this is one of them. Just a pure straight line. Okay, I do want to try and get ahead of them, but not right now. Instead, I'll use my items into this set and see what I can get. You got it. Defensive rank later, I might help out. I'm gonna back off a bit. Let's see. I know this move is usually the fastest, but it can be kind of tough to take when there's other guy around you. Good. Fine. Maybe loaded lately enough also doesn't really have many great shortcuts. Probably best to just use this to try and get into the lead. Again, I am at least maybe maybe get something even. Okay, this is a really good combination. Let's use this. Maybe now. Or we could just switch Donkey Kong too, that works though. I did that because there's not really any quick skips, unfortunately, in Rainbow Road. And if they are, they're hard to save anytime. Baker's now the blue combos when I'm already past all that. Probably should have thrown it back, but there was also no gap so I probably wouldn't have been. Thankfully, in this game, Rainbow Road is that's probably the longest course in the game, taking around 45 minutes to complete. So not only will there be plenty of blue shells, but there's also plenty of time to come back as well. And with multiple paths, you can sometimes skip red shells if you're not on the same path as the person using the red. So that can happen sometimes. There's also some really cool skips you can do, like I just showed off there. You can just jump off one of the tracks to the other side. I remember that from Mario Kart 8. You can jump off one track onto the next one, and it's often faster than going along the long route, because in Mario Kart 8, there were some really tight turns you can also skip by doing that. Boat in Mario Kart 8 may look easy at first, but it's actually one of the tougher races. This one, though, is kind of laid back. It's not as much difficult. I think it's kind of a hybrid between it has the edges and some obstacles, but its turns are more simple, so it's almost kind of like the way Mario Kart 64 go off. I just know if you go off this point, you can get to this part of the track a little bit easier and faster. Anyways, oh boy, another one. Well, we're already going in here, but we're also going pretty... Oh, wait. I thought this was in the last part. Okay, so there's still a little bit to go then. Well, if we keep our items, then we'll be able to have a green going into this. I like how we outspeed the boo, because we're just going so freaking fast because of the boo. Almost felt like nothing happened. Alright, where are they? I thought I saw a bomb, but... okay, it looks like they removed it. Okay, well, I guess that's not a bad place to get food. To be fair, also, because this is a long race, you usually get food quite a bit there. Last time I did this, I just, like, for some reason, they didn't use it. Like I said, sometimes you just get unlucky to see all the things in the world. It makes sense on the Rainbow Road, which is such a fun track already, but it did feel a little excessive seeing like 2 or 3 in this race alone. Alright. Just cool driveway over here. I can never tell which of these is faster, by the way. I usually just kind of take whatever. Not really a great spot, but we have this. Oh, okay, she's actually on my track, so now we at least have this proximity of what to do. I think that happened somewhat early. I should not have said anything. Obviously, because this Taurus is longer, I'm gonna go wide to take this. Maybe. Okay, we got a feather, which is kind of useless now, but I guess we can maybe take a small skip with it. I don't see where else. Oh, great. Getting the paper now. I failed out. There's no way I'm gonna take that. We'll just use this now. We have no use for it otherwise. We have a form to protect ourselves once, so we should be safe. Alright, so I guess I should tell you a tale. During one of my failed attempts to try and get 3 stars, I lost on Rainbow Road, but only because they hit me right as I was doing the flybys, you know, where you have to fly in the air. We got hit like twice like that in one race, so we fell off into the ditch and lost even more coins, not once in one race, and I simply could not keep up anymore, and we literally lost at the end because of that. It was really stupid, kind of frustrating. Never seen that happen before until that point. Thankfully that didn't happen there. But I think I mentioned before, we still have a lot of time, by the way, because we're watching the credits, of course. And good, we did get this on the first try, just as I suspected. The world took a while, though, so it's going to extend the video quite a bit. But then again, it's Rainbow World. What else do you guys expect? My boy Donkey Kong is also in the top 3. I should mention, Donkey Kong Bonanza is one of the next games I'm playing, so we're going to see him in action pretty soon. Almost kind of want to use him just for the hype of the new game, but this is cool Yoshi until sad, and I'm going to use Yoshi most of the time, unfortunately. Sorry you guys want to see a different character. But anyway. Yeah. But anyways, go back to what I said. Yes, I lost Rainbow World once. Because I just got really unlucky. Just got slammed around immediately. Not much I could have done there. It was just bad. But not today. We restarted on the first try, thankfully. This is one of the easier special cups, though. I had a lot more of a challenge playing the others. I didn't mention, I should tell you this, guys, I'm not just like a performance person for Mario Kart. I played every single Mario Kart and at least finished each game. Not always on 150cc, but I finished every game. So, I guess you could say I played every Mario Kart game. Even Mario Kart Tour I tried a bit, though I didn't really play it much because I found out it was pretty bad. Anyway, I'm glad we were able to get through it that time. So yeah, going pretty well. Now we'll mark our secret at the end. Oh, I guess this also technically means if this extra mode wasn't in, we technically got 100% of the main game. Like, whenever we finish Mario, the free roam mode of Mario Kart World, and get all the stuff there, we'll technically have already 100% of the game. The only thing that would be left is win every cup on mirror mode. And once that happens, we'll technically be done with the whole game. But of course, because we're going for 200%, we have to get 3 stars as well. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like 3 stars does anything. Maybe in the future they'll add those star rankings back and you'll be able to show off that you have a stronger star ranking than that. Because that was probably one of the biggest features of a star rating system they introduced in that starting as early as DS, people online would see what your rating was, so they know if you were a great driver or not. And if you saw someone who was a free driver, that typically means they either put a lot of time, or you know that they must be a freaking good driver, because only some back in the day you get 3 stars on every cup. Really tricky. Anyway. So, I guess I should also mention what's coming next. Obviously, because we finished this thing, I guess I should have mentioned. I did knock out Tour 150cc and 150cc Grand Prix 3 stars first, both because you guys probably would have preferred seeing this over Mario Kart World's free-roam mode. But also because Mario Kart World's free-roam mode is actually kind of boring. It is one of the more awkward ones I've had to 100%, and given how many collectibles it has, we still have probably like a good 10 hours, maybe more, to go before we 100% that portion. So I did this mainly to take a break from it. I figured if I unlocked this summer mode, then I could show off a few things. And speaking of which, this video is actually far from over, because I do have to actually show off a couple of other things as well. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Oh, speaking of Super Mario Kart, yeah, here comes this again. I should mention, I didn't just beat a lot of games. Some of them I also completely 100%ed as well. Yes, that means I haven't done all of them, but I do know that on the Wii U, I 100%ed the Super Mario Kart, and that was pretty hard, especially 150cc mode. That took me a lot of restarts. That game was actually legit really tough, both because of how great the controls are, and just how tricky some of the courses were. Like, back in that game, if you compare that game to this game, most of the courses in this game are way too easy. Whereas in that game, they're actually very challenging and very interesting. It actually takes genuine time and effort to learn all of them. I was not great, but I was able to practice it, and I eventually won. It was weird. And no, I'm not being weird if you're confusing. Yes, I think I did win those with Yoshi as well, which I think arguably actually has really bad handling in that game. At least I remember it's not that hard. I think I mostly picked Yoshi because, like, I noticed he had the highest acceleration, and that genuinely helps a lot in this kind of game. So I figured best acceleration, probably the way to go, and it kind of worked out for me. Anyway, though, that's the end of 150cc mode. But yeah, see, now you know that I'm not just like a normal Mario Kart player that just plays stuff for fun. I have actually played every Mario Kart game. I also genuinely did mention I restarred all of Mario Kart 7, which is much harder to restart in this game than this game, because, well, you just have to retry it a whole bunch until get it done. A little tricky. Maybe they're gonna flip this around, by the way. It's like, if you see what's coming next, maybe this will be flipped the next time we see this. Who knows? Anyway, because if we did everything right, there should be one more thing here, and yeah, okay, good. We got this. So this is the secret. I like what happens afterwards, too. Oh, Mario. AJ, how are you doing? We didn't see you the entire Social Cup. Where have you been? Oh, you're... Luigi, that is not the way your L is supposed to face. Alright. So yeah, for all that, we get mirror mode. So, mirror mode is a little tricky. While it still requires beating every single cup, there's some weird things about it that make this a little bit weird. Before we do anything, let's actually... let's get this first, actually. Put that on. Did we get something? No, yeah, okay. Let's quickly go into free-roam mode before we leave this area. So we can, go to Peach Dam, because there's another secret I want to show you as well. Anyway. Whoa, what is it? Yeah, okay, this is... I thought I could go up here, but I guess not. Anyways. Yeah, that was the big secret. Mirror mode has now been unlocked. It initially looked like it unlocked just like it did before. Like, you will, obviously, if you freeze star... But no, I guess freeze star isn't required, but basically, if you won every cup back in other games, that's usually how you would unlock mirror mode, and it looks like it was gonna be the exact same here as well, but, that's actually not as much... It's not actually as simple as you would have thought, actually. It's actually not simple at all, in fact. It's actually more complicated. See, for some reason, they made it a lot tougher in this mode to do. Because why? Well, apparently, if you did not get at least 10 of every collectible in the free roam mode, this was found, I believe, by some other players, but yeah, part of the reason why I did free roam mode so earlier is because if you didn't have at least 10 of every free roam mode collectible and have beaten every single knockout tour, you don't have to win, you just have to be in 4 or higher. I think you just have to make it to the final checkpoint, like, quote-unquote, finish the knockout tour mode on each difficulty, and then finish the special cup after making sure all the other 150cc's cups are finished. Again, you don't have to gold them. Only then does mirror mode unlock. If you do that any other time, or you do this like as your first game, then mirror mode will not unlock. So now you know. That's why I did knockout tour first. Was yeah, we had to do it this way. Otherwise, mirror mode would simply not have unlocked, and we would have had to do special cup again once. We didn't even have to win. We just had to finish it, and we would have gotten the secret cutscene. But because we do it that way, basically the full requirements are 10 of every single collectible, have finished every single knockout tour at least to the final lap. You don't have to win, you just have to be like that. You don't have to free star like I did, but of course I wanted to go for free star because that's part of my setup. And then you win special cup only on 150cc, and then it finally unlocks. That's a little bit weirder. In fact, it's actually probably the hardest mirror mode has ever been to unlock, because before that, it was really hard. Anyways, you're probably wondering why the heck I'm even up here. Well, there's actually one thing. See this mirror thing? Well, we can drive into it now, and if we do, everything looks completely off. And I'm not just saying that to be weird, it's genuinely the flip. So now if we drive around just Beach Stadium, which we were driving around earlier, all of a sudden, yeah, every single turn is now going the wrong way. In fact, the whole world flips with you. So this is actually a nice way to practice mirror mode. So like this course we were doing earlier, and now it's suddenly, now it's all reverse. Basically, for those of you who are new to mirror mode, it reverses every single turn you've had to do in this game. So every left turn becomes now a right turn, and vice versa. In this case, this turn has now become a left turn. This actually generally makes mirror mode usually harder, because now all of a sudden you have to relearn everything you were doing. It's like, before it's like, oh, I could just take this setup, and generally I was usually fine to get through it, but now, like, just see here, we like finished one lap here. We wouldn't be able to do the same strategies. Well, I guess the same skip strategies still work. It'd just be harder, because now all of a sudden you'd have to remember that all of a sudden each turn is the opposite way. And this does genuinely make this mode a lot harder, so you're using muscle memory used to seeing the returns. Thankfully, you can see them ahead of time. You can always just look at the map to help yourself out, but otherwise, yeah, it's pretty tricky. Also, this does flip, of course, the intermission races as well. So if we were to go into an intermission race, it would also be flipped. But yeah, that's actually a fun feature they've added, though. So yeah, not only can you mirror in the actual races, which is the only time we're actually going to be doing mirror mode, but we can mirror in the world itself. It doesn't change the collectibles, though. You don't have to get collectibles from here and normal mode. It's just a thing you can use to practice in the tracks, because like, you can go to tracks this way, practicing mode. You cannot practice rainbow mode just because of the way it's set up. So good luck getting to the end of that and getting straight, because you forget where the turns are. That could very well happen. There's also no reason why I also did try to 100% each stadium first, because you never know, there might have still been collectibles here we might get by accident. This way we know for sure we've done it. Alright, I think I've talked more than enough. So there you know, the Sega I was hunting back from you, it was beer mode. To be fair though, a lot of people probably expected that by now. A lot of people probably already knew it was beer mode, but if you did, well, hope you had a good surprise. Oh, nice one, Kiyoshi. See, he knows what I'm doing. Anyways, comment, rate, subscribe for the next episode, and as per usual, since we're now back on a normal schedule, we're going to be doing that, we're going to be doing free roam mode again. We're about 50% done with it, but there's still quite a bit to do, so we'll see you guys when we go back to doing free roam mode once again. Until then, see you guys later. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.